Yo, so what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Kyle King, and basically today I'm gonna be reacting to Andrew Tate being banned, I guess, from Instagram. I don't really know the whole situation about him being banned. I know it was a whole bunch of stuff coming up recently about teachers talking about how kids will come to school, males specifically, obviously, talking about stuff like girls just in it for the money. It was like the young kids, obviously not the high schoolers, but it was like the young kids. Basically showing that, depending on what you say on the internet can be impressionable to the younger audience. But without further ado, let's just get into the video to see what exactly happened.
Tried to log in Instagram a couple hours ago, it wouldn't let me. I have good people in the case. I trust due process with Instagram. I'm actually quite understanding of their position. I do understand it very, very well. I'm not angry at them in any regard. It's not a big loss for me. It's not something I use too often. But I do understand their position because we're actually living in a world now where it's kind of strange. This is an unprecedented period of human history. And we have internet sensationalism, global sensationalism on a scale which has never happened before. And also we have the ability to edit things so quickly, right? So you can say something on a stream and they can remove all context, or you can say something and they can change the tone of your voice, or you can say something.
It's already happened to me many times, yes.
Exactly. And then what they can do is they can throw that in front of a hate mob, and then internet sensationalism can take control, and people can start to believe in narratives which are false, and then people have to take some kind of action against that. So I understand all these things. I understand that with great power and great influence comes great responsibility. And I'm very understanding of the situation. I think that I'm a strongly religious man. I believe that.
I personally think it's good that he's able to take accountability, that he can acknowledge the effect he has on other people who watch him or who know of him in general. Because I think a lot of people on the internet, especially who have a lot of influence, have the need to feel like they can just say stuff and nobody's going to listen to them. But you have to just put into perspective, especially when you're talking about younger kids. Depending on who they watch, they're going to take characteristics from whoever they're watching. So, for example, if you watch a certain YouTuber, like let's just say Soluminati when he was at his peak. Me personally in school, I experienced a lot of people that did watch YouTube or watch Soluminati, their mannerisms mirrored his. You know why? Because it was influential. The same thing with music. Everything has an influence to it. Now, I think the hard part about censoring somebody in that aspect is the idea of that they can't be the ones to tell the child to, oh, you should watch this or they shouldn't watch it. That's kind of more on the parent side that I think is a struggle, because you also as a parent should be monitoring what your kid is watching. They shouldn't be able to just watch whatever they want to watch on the internet. But at the same time, being realistic, you can't control everything your kid does. Your kid is going to find influence in stuff that you never supported. So it's kind of a toss-up on who can be right and who can be wrong. To me, it's a you have to find a gray area. Isn't just a definite answer. Isn't just black and white. But that's just me.
God will prevail. The truth will prevail.
Right.
The one thing that's a little bit annoying, I mean, because a lot of people have been insulting me for a long time on all platforms, and that's fine. It really doesn't bother me because I'm an extremely strong person. I know that some people would be very, very uncomfortable in my position. Not many people can sleep at night with the kind of death threats I've been getting, but for me, it's been fine, right?
You're getting death threats?
Oh yeah, and this is the thing that's crazy, right? So I would get 10 to 20,000 death threats a day.
What?
Via Instagram.
Via Instagram.
And they would take no action, even if I reported them. However, they've now decided I'm the danger. And even the people who were supporting me, I was saying,
yeah. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think anybody should receive death threats for just speaking on how they feel about something. Whether you agree with them or not, to me, is never warranted to speak death threats. Especially if they're never done it towards you. You shouldn't wish death on anybody. I feel like that's a line that people just shouldn't cross. If I was running Instagram, as soon as something like that happens, your account's getting deactivated. Simple as that. No matter who the person is, because you just shouldn't be doing that on the internet. That's not something you can come back from. Just because you don't agree with somebody's ideals doesn't mean they should be targeted with death threats.
Crazy, yeah. I was saying, look, if you're going to support me in public, if you're going to discuss things in comments, please do it respectfully, because hate on hate, it ain't going to get.
I have a question.
Right?
The guys saying in the DMs that are going to kill you. Be honest, if they saw you in person, you think they'd keep that same energy?
I know,
No.
of course not. But it's just about the fact that there's a lot of hate around on the internet, and I don't believe that hate versus hate is going to win.
So Andrew, what I've learned on the internet now, it's a new generation of internet. The internet is different now, and whatever you say that is hateful gets more likes, more clicks, and it gets more attention. Because listen, you probably get thousands of comments that are showing love and praisal, right? But the ones that stick out the most are the hate ones. The ones that are like, he's really saying that shit.
But at the same time, I feel like this rise of very masculine men, the movement, I'm pretty sure they're aware of the effect that it has on the internet, as meaning is like, you're knowing it's going to get more clicks. I honestly do believe there's some people out here that will just say the craziest things or have the craziest takes because they know to get a click. Do I think Andrew Tate's one of those people? No, I definitely think he believes a lot of the stuff he's saying. I'm not saying he's one of those people, but I will say it's a lot of people out there that definitely just say stuff just to say it, just to get a reaction out of it, because they know they're going to have a rise in it. And proof is, take Sneeko for example. He's on a rise, and I mean, since Andrew Tate's banned, he might pass Andrew Tate. We don't know. He might not. But I feel like a lot of the stuff he's saying, he's getting a rise in because a lot of his takes are very extreme, just like Andrew Tate's. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like that doesn't play a factor, because it definitely plays a factor. But
so that's why they do it. They do it because they want the clicks, they want the attention, they want the likes. That's really why they do it.
Yeah, and it's really interesting about how it's going to shape the world, right? Because, like I said, with great power comes great responsibility. Now I have millions and millions of people who are my fans, and I was literally teaching them and telling them on Instagram 3 days ago, if you want to defend me, then stick up for me in a respectful way. Even if they're insulting me or threatening my life, do it in a respectful way, because just arguing back and forth in a bitter, immature, hate-on-hate way isn't going to work. Show that if you're a fan of Andrew Tate, you're a respectful person. And I was trying to teach respect to all these millions of young men. And now, who knows where they're going to go, right? And you're right. It's kind of crazy where the internet has all these black holes of pure degeneracy or hatred, because that's what gets the most views. And it's a shame.
It does. And about teachers basically saying, like, Andrew Tate, I'm a ninth grade teacher, and my male students are basically telling girls to get in the kitchen, and you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you do in school, it doesn't matter how good you do in school, you need to get in the kitchen, and you'll never amount to what a man could do. And they're blaming you for that. And I just want to know, what are your thoughts on seeing posts like that? And like,
I'm really curious about that too, honestly.
What do you have to say about that?
I know that's not the case. I mean, a lot of the things that have been taken up and chopped up and thrown online are things from a very long time ago, when I didn't have a fraction of the influence I have now. I'm not apologizing for them. I'm not even saying that, that they were intrinsically wrong. I'm saying that when you produce as much content as I have, like 6 years of posting, and for the longest period of time no one was watching it, you can go back in anyone's history of 6 years of posting, find 3 minutes and cut it up and chop it up and throw it on TikTok on repeat and make that person look bad. Anyone can do that, right?
I agree with that. You could definitely make people look bad by clips and edits and highlights. I know what you're talking about, yes. Yeah.
So that could happen to anybody. And then if a hate mob gets behind it and tries to purport that that's your only worldview, if people don't think critically and they don't sit there and look and analyze for themselves and sit there and go, okay, well, clearly a lot of this cannot be true, because this man is a free man. He has no criminal charges. He's never gone to jail. He travels around the world freely in and out of, Western countries. He has nothing against him. Obviously, these things aren't true. But some people don't think beyond the headline. They see the headline and they believe the headline instantly.
Right.
What's actually a bit inconvenient about the Instagram ban, the only thing that's inconvenient is, I'm going to send you a picture, Aiden, is that I
don't really understand that explanation, because I don't feel like it explained how you, because I really wanted to know just how he feels he influenced those kids to say the stuff that they said. That's what I wanted the explanation of. I don't really care about him saying he can travel around the world freely and people don't think, because when you're saying think consciously about certain things, that's kind of relevant when you're talking about kids. Kids are going to take what they want to take and say it the way they want to say it, because they're kids. They don't think logically. They don't even speak logically when they say stuff. They're kids. So I kind of wish I had he had a further explanation on it, but
I launched an initiative to donate money to a charity aimed at protecting women against domestic violence. Have you seen this? Look, let me send it to you. Put the picture up. I've just sent it to you.
I didn't even know he said something about hitting women.
So what was happening is I understood that some people who only viewed the headlines and didn't listen to me, because I've made countless videos talking about how
Did
women need
he?
to be
Or are people
protected,
just assuming?
how women need
Honestly,
to
I
be
want to know.
respected, how important are the women in my life, how much I respect my mother. I've done loads of things positive about women, but people who don't want to look into it and actually understand the real me, they would only view the headline and assume I was a bad person, right? So I decided, okay, well, let's counter that narrative, because with great power comes great responsibility. So I put this post up. I don't know if you can put it on the screen.
It's on there. It's on the stream. I had it actually up in the beginning.
There it is, yeah. And I said that, look, a lot of people are confused because I'm trying to build men up and help men understand that they have a value too. Because I think in the world today, not many men feel valuable. I think a lot of men are very, very sad and depressed. And I'm trying to encourage the men to feel powerful and feel valuable. They think I'm trying to drag women down, and that's not the case. And I said,
I think, and I'm speaking on the people that are trying to bring you down. So I took that off for a second. I think what people are trying to, so when I saw that teacher post, I see Reddit post, it's like, it's kind of like school just started, and now people are saying a bunch of things, like teachers are saying that they're overhearing their students say these things, and like when I'm going back to that topic, it's like why are they? So do you feel as your content and not your content, what you preach is you're trying to build men up, which I'm all for it. I told you I like that.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, I like that idea.
When you speak about building people up and building their
but I don't understand why reference women just to build men up. Then.
But I think the issue is what people on the other side are saying is that it's coming off as misogynistic because why? It's coming off that way. I'm not saying you are misogynist. I'm saying it's coming off that way. Why?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I'll tell you why. And the reason is because they're very, very careful and they're very, very selective, right? So the reason I was talking about that charity post is because I put a post up saying I'm going to donate $1 for every like to a charity which supports women against domestic violence, and also a charity that helps men with mental health issues, because there's no point in trying to support one against the other. We're all people. And I pledged 1.2 million American dollars, and that didn't get a single publication. They ignored it completely.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end the video here. If you guys want to watch the video, you can find it. You just literally just look up why he was being banned on Instagram. But from what I take from this is, I don't necessarily think everything that he did is 100% his fault. I don't like the idea that he's making it seem like he's never spoke on any topics dealing with women, because he definitely has. So it's not like it's his content is just centric men. He's referenced women. That's literally why it's getting blasted on a grand scale. We talk about how the boys will go to school and say stuff to these women. The only reason they're saying that is because they've heard him or somebody that's dealing with him say something like that. So I'm not saying that everything he says is bad. That's definitely not what I'm saying. I have heard some of his takes when it comes to men that I don't think are the craziest things. Some of the stuff he says isn't crazy, but to act like you didn't say anything referencing women, I mean, that's just not realistic. You can find multiple clips of him referencing women, or him taking some type of correlation to big up men to downplay women on podcasts or guest podcasts or anything. So I definitely don't agree with him on this take. I think he should hold some type of accountability like he did in the beginning of the video. Now I feel like he should hold some accountability about the stuff that he does say, and say he probably shouldn't say stuff as boldly as he does, because let's be real, you did play a part in it. That's why it's a thing. But at the same time, I also believe that it's not fully his responsibility to take care of every child that watches YouTube. I think it is up to parents to teach their kids what's wrong with certain things in the world and what's right, or just teach your kids whatever ideals he's speaking of and what you believe in or whatever, and give them the option to believe in what they believe in. I personally believe it's okay for anybody in the world to have their own opinion, as long as they're not harming anybody with their opinion. That goes for no hate speech, no physical, no death threats. If you're just saying something and you're not bothering anybody with it, I'm cool with you saying that. Honestly, I don't have an issue with it. You can't stop people for thinking the way they want to think. That to me, if you do that, it defeats the purpose of debates and conversations to begin with. Because now you're just making sure people around you just agree with you. You don't want to be surrounded by a whole bunch of yes men. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Like I said, if you guys do want to check the video out, it's right here at the heading. You just type it in. It's easy. It's something relatively new, so it'll be easy to find anyways. If it'll make you feel better, I can put it in the link in the description. Also, lastly but not least, I am an R&B artist. I do make my own music. I have my music on all streaming platforms. I will put a link in my description to all my music platforms that you can follow me and support me on. If you do support me and follow me, it'll be greatly appreciated. I thank you guys a lot for watching the video. And until next time, we out of here. Peace.